Okay, you know what I thought I would do is read a portion of that email I sent out. So anyway, uh, so this is what I wrote. Back in 1960 at Guruprasad in Pune. Oh, there it is. Um, Meher Baba once said of his own experience, the same theater, the same show, the same actors, 24 hours a day, eternally. And I have to not only stay awake, but smile and clap. Given that he is there watching us every moment personally, I thought we could entertain him. So I just wanted to, that quote I wrote down because I didn't know whether people actually believed that Baba said that, but he actually did in 1960 at Guru Prasad. So, Jay Seema, if you can, oh, there we are, we're back. So I wanted to say something about, let me just get this full screen here, um, about something about my experience with entertaining Baba. This was back kind of the late 70s, early 80s. I was down at the original kitchen in the Lakeview kitchen uh, and doing the windows. Now, it's an incredible job. There are something like 46 windows around the whole, going down the Lakeview kitchen to the original kitchen, along the lakeside and back. It's a very kind of thankless job. And not only do you have to do these windows, but then there are the screens that are all covered with cobwebs. And then some of the windows have like 12 panes. So you got to do all of this stuff. And that, so I was just doing this. I'd say, oh, I got window 46. Now I'm window 45, window 44, and I'm kind of checking it off. But it's like watching someone knitting. It's not that thrilling. So I'm there. So I'm on about window 39, and I'm up there, getting the window, and I hear this voice within an authoritative voice, and I call that my higher self. It just has it has a like I say, it has a certain authority, and the voice said, "Is this entertaining to Baba?" And I put my Windex down and my rag on the ladder there, and I thought about it and said, "No, this is not entertaining to Bob. I've got to do this in such a way that it's enjoyable. He has to watch me all day, and if I'm just kind of going mentally through a checklist, doing this window and that window, how could that be fun for him?" So what I began doing is, what I did, I pictured, one of these security officers or guards in a shopping mall with all these television monitors. And these monitors are out, trained out on the parking lot. So he's watching for any accidents or any robberies or any problems out there. Now, what if someone out in the parking lot actually looked toward the camera, and waved to the guy or did a little dance? I mean, it would make his day. I mean, because he's just there and people are just unloading their groceries. No fun at all. So what I began doing is I'd get one of the guests to work with me, and we just kind of get into these conversations about Baba and our life and everything. And hours would go by, and we would have finished a great many of the windows. Or I'd get a bunch of kids and give them rags and Windex bottles and let them to go in front, and then I'd come along behind them and do the finer touches, and then we'd go in and have hot chocolate or and cookies or something like that. So I felt this is entertaining to Baba, but the way I was doing it previously was definitely not. And so that was informed the rest of, my work at the center is really just knowing that Baba is watching and make it a little bit more lively and everything with a few unexpected things and make it fun for him. So that's entertaining, the subject of entertaining Baba. So anyone want to venture out to share anything? It can be some turning, humorous story. It can be some moment you had with Baba, you're actually coming to Baba moment, or a song or a poem, whatever you want to share. Just feel free. Ooh, we got VJ too, wheeling in here from Pune. Go ahead, Marta. I don't see Jay Seema there. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, I'll start because I have a little prayer that I wrote to Baba, well, I don't know, maybe 25 years ago. And I have it taped inside my medicine chest in my bathroom. So every time I open it to brush my teeth or do whatever, this is a little prayer that I wrote. Beloved Baba, let my mind be quiet and hear only your words. Let me think of you day and night. Open my heart to see you in everything. Fill me with poise, that I may know everything is your will. I'll read it again. Beloved Baba, let my mind be quiet and hear only your words. Let me think of you day and night. Open my heart to see you in everything. Fill me with poise, that I may know everything is your will.
Beautiful, Marta. Wow.
Jai Baba.
That's excellent. Woo. Really beautiful.
Bob?
Beautiful.
Bob?
Jay Seema, you're kind of quiet. Yeah, you may need to turn up your volume a little bit. Yeah.
Bob?
Oh, yeah. This is a poem that I wrote some time ago. It's titled Spellbound. Watching your movie, 8,400,000 lives, is delightful, horrifying, happy, heart-wrenching, overflowing with joy, filled with sorrow. Though hungry, thirsty, I cannot leave my seat. If I could, I would forget about soda and popcorn and leave, not just my seat, but this glittering theater, to wander the streets. No GPS or map, no direction, but longing for your love until at long last, arriving at your tavern, I'd sit outside in light and dark until you bade me enter and offered just a sip, but I cannot leave my seat. What to do but beg your love and watch as scenes roll on, trying always to remember this is not my movie but yours, begging more and more to entrust the outcome, whatever it is, to you.
Oh, you got to read that again. Something is happening a little bit to your sound in the middle of that. I don't know, but still, I think we heard it all. But how about reading it again? That was delightful.
Sure. Okay.
Bob,
Something
try to
was
stay
wrong.
close to the microphone. It's
Yes,
better when
yes.
you're closer. Yeah, just
Okay.
don't, when you start to read, you back off. So just stay close. I think that'll do it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not quite used to this new
Yeah,
laptop yet.
that's
Is that
good.
better? Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm so close I can't see my words. Spellbound. Watching your movie, 8,400,000 lives, is delightful, horrifying, happy, heart-wrenching, overflowing with joy, filled with sorrow. Though hungry, thirsty, I cannot leave my seat. If I could, I would forget about soda and popcorn and leave, not just my seat, but this glittering theater, to wander the streets. No GPS or map, no direction but longing for your love, until at long last, arriving at your tavern, I'd sit outside in light and dark, until you bade me enter and offered just a sip. But I cannot leave my seat. What to do but beg your love and watch as scenes roll on, trying always to remember this is not my movie, but yours, begging more and more to entrust the outcome, whatever it is, to you.
Beautiful. Yeah. Wonderful.
Diane, Terry.
Hi, I have a little story to share. I was at a bar mitzvah marathon. My cousin's granddaughter was bat mitzvahed on Saturday night, and there was a dinner Friday night, the event on Saturday night, and this morning a brunch. So at the brunch this morning, I got together with my cousin, who's a rabbi. And he is one of the most spiritual, grounded human beings I've ever met. And he looked me in the eyes and said, "Tell me what's going on. What's special happening in your life?"
Ooh.
So I started talking about Meher Baba. And guess what? He knew all about Meher Baba. He has read Meher Baba and thinks that a lot of his teachings are profoundly wonderful and appropriate for our time. And it just felt so good to be authentic in a social situation and have it so well received. And so I think Baba really, really enjoyed that I was talking about him. And can't say that my cousin Kavod is a Baba lover, but he's a Baba appreciator. So Jai Baba.
Yeah, wonderful. You got to be a little bit more your unedited self with your rabbi cousin, right? A cousin?
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful. You didn't have to just exchange pleasantries. Yeah.
Gabriela.
Hey, Baba. So I was thinking, it just popped in my head just now, about performing for Baba, celebrating in that way. When I did my very first recording for Meher Baba with my friend Mark. So I was in downtown Chapel Hill. This was many years ago. And we, somehow or other, I had the feeling that we're doing a lot of drugs in the recording studio. So I wanted to smudge it. I wanted to clear it before we did the recording. So we got there a little early, and we got there early. We were walking down the street, and there was an art gallery there, just a few doors down. And we went in and we looked, and we saw this beautiful art, and we said, "Wow, we're doing a recording just 2 or 3 doors down. Do you think we could borrow some of these paintings for the recording studio?" And they said, "Sure." So, brought it for these beautiful paintings into the studio. We smudged the heck out of the place with sage, and we put candles, and we put incense, and the place was just like flowers. And then we were ready to record. So when the guy comes in, the recording engineer, he said, "Is this a yoga retreat or is this a recording studio?" So it's really, but when we did it, it's like every song, first take. It was just so easy. It went totally aflow. I felt like, we were really performing for Baba. We were preparing the space for him. And there was so much joy in the atmosphere because of that. So that just made me think of that story. Thanks.
Oh, are you going to sing a song though?
You want me to? I could
Sure.
sing.
That's
Oh,
a yes.
it was a lead up.
Okay. So a song from that album, let's see, would be
Was it graceful and magnificent? Was it that?
No, this was like Circles of Light. It was, well, actually in the old days it was still a tape. It was a
Yeah.
cassette.
You can do
Um,
any that you feel like, though.
okay, I'll sing one that's been meaningful to me recently.
Yeah.
In the everlasting heart, where the winds of change don't blow, in the everlasting heart lie the seeds of all I know. The world around us will never cease to change. It's the attachment to it that brings fear and pain. So turn within to the everlasting heart. In the everlasting heart lies the source of joy and peace. In the everlasting heart, tears and laughter seek release. The world around us will never cease to change. It's the attachment to it that brings fear and pain. So turn within to the everlasting heart. In the everlasting heart, I know that I'm whole. In the everlasting heart, I can completely trust my soul. The world around us will never cease to change. It's the attachment to it that brings fear and pain. So turn within to the everlasting heart. Jai Baba.
Beautiful. Wonderful. Lovely. That was your composition?
No, that one's written by my friend Mark Malachi, actually.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
still lovely.
Thank you.
Yeah, J. Bob.
Paula.
I wrote this one day when I felt like bossing Baba around. Baba God, you are dreaming. Baba God, you are dreaming me. Wake up, sleepy Baba, wake up. Baba, ignite the fire of your love. Ignite the fire of your love in my belly. Baba, dream that. Baba, dream me with you. Baba, dream me as dust under your feet. Baba, dream me always near you, forever, in every dream of me, until I am not me, but you. Yes, Baba, do that.
Great. Do that. Will you read that once again, Paula?
Sure. Baba God, you are dreaming. Baba God, you are dreaming me. Wake up. Sleepy Baba, wake up. Baba, ignite the fire of your love. Ignite the fire of your love in my belly. Baba, dream that. Baba, dream me with you. Baba, dream me as dust under your feet. Baba, dream me always near you, forever, in every dream of me, until I am not me, but you. Yes, Baba, do that. Jai Baba.
Yeah.
Tony.
Hey, hi, Jay Baba. Later, if there's time, there's a song I'd really like to sing, but right now I need to get something off my chest. Sonober and I think Dinku had asked Jeff to ask me to read this poem that I'd written about power, Baba's power. And but then at the meeting I was going to do it, it was about Mara, and it didn't seem like it fit the theme of Mara. And so I'm a Virgo, you know, I typed it up. I've been carrying it with me for 3 weeks now, and I got to say this now. And then maybe if this time I'll just sing a song later in the evening.
Good.
This is Mayor Baba, You Are the Power. That was a little tongue-in-cheek, by the way. I guess it didn't work exactly. Mayor Baba, you are the power, and fear has none. You are the power, my ancient one. You are the power alive in me, ever was, ever are, and always will be. Mayor Baba in me. Your will is my exaltation in every moment of creation. I trust in you. You do not ration out your gifts. They fill the nation of your lovers in every land with the joy that surpasses understanding, to bring our worlds to a happy landing. Your power in me is real. The mind's thinking is false, and thereby hangs a tale. We are all so misunderstood, but how can it be otherwise when we do not fully understand ourselves? Baba, I don't want to listen to my weakness. I don't care what it has to say. I want to hear what your power in me is saying. What would your power have me do? Where would your power have me go? What would your power have me say, and to whom, and when, and how? Your power in me, your love in me, your knowledge in me, your grace in me. To let go of the sin of separation and to feel and exercise your power, knowledge, and bliss in me, your power, knowledge, and love in me. I lay it all down, Baba. Now let me see and hear what and how and where and when you would have me be. The why is yours, not up to me. Just deliver me, Lord, to you in me. Let your power in me transform my consciousness and my sense of who I am, of who and how and where I am. Let me no more stand on shifting sand, this illusory thing I think of as me. It just takes too much energy. Let the mask drop, consciously, willingly, that your love and truth may shine out in me. This is how your power courses in me today. Your power in me is completely surrendered to your will, and so it is at peace. Your power in me lives in the present moment. Your power in me writes and refrains from writing. Your power in me acts. It does not dream. Your power in me breathes in. Your power in me breathes out. Your power in me lives in the present moment. Your power in me beats in my heart. Your power in me breathes your name, Mayor Baba, Mayor Baba. Your power in me sinks to the center of our being. Your power in me takes darshan of itself. Your power in me knows no obstacles. Your power in me fulfills the purpose of our life. Your power in me orchestrates my life. Your power in me is my friend. Your power in me can be counted on till the very end. Your power in me is my refuge. Your power in me is my strength. Your power in me is my last resort and my first. Your power in me is calming. Your power in me is calming. Your power in me is calming. A safe harbor in times of trouble. A trusted friend here on the double when duty calls, because that's what friends are for. Mayor Baba, your power in me is my salvation from my falseness and deliverer to the true. Mayor Baba, your power in me is you. Avatar, Mayor Baba, Ki Jai, Mayor Baba.
Wonderful, Tony. Beautiful. And full of passion. Beautiful, lovely.
You make a great rap, Tony.
Maybe it was just now. I don't know.
Yes, beautiful.
Thank you. And now I can put it away and do other things.
Yeah, now you're free. The power has released you.
The power.
Is anyone else have something to come forward with? Ah,
Marian.
Hi, this is Marion, and I know I've read this in my local Baba group some years ago, so I'm hoping everyone isn't familiar with this. It's something I wrote back in the 80s. And so when I refer to this, it was for a newsletter that it was in of my spiritual group that I did my professional training in. So I refer to Meher Baba, but I offer this to you, Baba. The title of my piece is Knowing Where You Are. So I begin with, all great teachers say over and over that the key to transformation is to know where you are at any moment and accept that. The defense will then organically dissolve through this act of self-love, and the core quality will manifest. As we know, this is not always easy, and the material from the unconscious and semi-conscious needs to be brought into the light first. It is a journey, an adventure. Several years ago, it was back in the 80s, I could not find anything inside called God, even though I had in the past. Meditations brought nothing, a void. I judged myself harshly because I was so identified with my body. After all, I was a spiritual aspirant and thought I should be able to find my God self within. I decided to be in the moment with my quandary. Then I sat down and wrote the following poem. I use the word Baba. I'm explaining this to these people. The name of my spiritual master, Meher Baba, as my own higher self, not referring to the manifestation of his outer form as a human being. As a way of identifying more and more with his perfected state of consciousness, he would say to put him on as a coat and wear him each day. The name of the poem is Inside Out. Oh, Baba, my divine beloved, thou art my cloak, my capelet of love, encircling my being. Thou art my real self, my own, my heart, lungs, kidneys, each cell. How do I find thee? Where art thou? How can you be in me? I'm a body, in me are organs. Do I start there? Do I first look into what I know? My toenails, my pancreas, my hair? Do I first search for you thus? I can't find an inside elsewhere. All else seems outside. Or do I look for you there, in what I know, in the flowers, pink roses, in the rain and snow? On Broadway, in the very being of each soul? In the wretchedly poor and drunk and the wealthy? Do I look for you everywhere that I know? Will that lead me inside? What is inside? Please unlock the door. That was the end of the poem. And after this poem came from within me, I made a decision to stay with what I'm aware of, my body and everything I could see with my eyes outside of me. I began looking for God in each person on the street as a fun thing to do, imagining our souls acknowledging each other, even though our personalities walk by without recognition. I grazed through my Gray's Anatomy book and located my gallbladder, liver, and other organs. I traced all my veins through my body to see how my blood flows. I talked to my organs each day, seeing how many I could remember and sent love to them. One day, in the stillness, I heard my cells talking to me, a constant feedback. They were chattering away like the little beings in the video game Pac-Man. However, I had never listened before. I found myself inside the cells, with moons and stars and entire universes. When I came back outside, the cells told me what they wanted me to feed them and how to exercise and when they wanted rest and stillness. Starstruck with this new awareness, I realized how creativity is unlocked if one is willing to be in the reality of the moment. Jai Baba.
Yeah.
Sri Raghavan.
Beautiful.
So I grew up in a like traditional Hindu family, and I don't know why, but I had always loved Krishna ever since I was little, more so than I quote unquote loved the other gods. But I think a lot of that was rooted in the stories that you learn about him when you're little. And it wasn't until later in college where I came across Baba, and my relationship with Krishna made a lot more sense to me, and I was able to define it more so. But at the same time, I also grew up singing Carnatic, which, for those of you who aren't familiar, it's a type of South Indian classical music. And all the songs in Carnatic are about some type of Hindu god, the main ones being like Ram, Krishna, etc. And for me, when I guess, started my journey of spirituality, if you want to call it that, it didn't start with Baba for me. It started with people like Eckhart Tolle. And I guess I always had a misconception that to lead a spiritual life, you kind of have to let everything else go, and let everything else behind. And I think Baba was the first person that made me realize that you can have all these beautiful things in life, like music, dance, art, poetry, and do them in a way to honor him. And so later on, when I would sing those songs about Krishna or Ram, they had such a different meaning to me, and it was more than just about the music. It's about a congregation of what music and all art comes down to, which is love. And I think realizing that was really important to me, and I always loved music before, but after that, it just meant so much more to me.
Beautiful. Can we get a song from you at all, or not?
Yeah, I can sing a tiny bit.
Yeah.
What I'll sing is a song about Krishna. So the baby form of Krishna is a Krishna that's celebrated a lot in India. And so this is about basically telling him to come home and visit your houses. Krishna ni begane paro, Krishna ni begane baro, begane baro, mugavar begane baro, mugavar begane baro, kavane toro, begane baro, kavane toro, Krishna ni begane baro, Krishna ni begane baro.
Beautiful. Your sound was a little fluctuating, but still, it was beautiful. Can we see you, or are you more content to be behind
Yeah,
that? Yes.
let me turn my video on.
Where are you? Where are you? Where are you right now?
Yeah, so I grew up in New Jersey my whole life, and
Yeah.
I just graduated college last year and moved to Atlanta for a job. So I live here now.
Oh, have you been to the center in Myrtle Beach?
Yeah, I came there over the summer before I started my job, and I'm coming there for New Year's, so I'm excited.
Oh, good, good. I'll see you, and
Yeah, I'm excited to
you'll
see as
see
many.
some of these people here too.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Great, great, great. Wonderful. And beautiful voice. So you've taken voice lessons, right?
Yeah, I have. Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah.
Jeff, I'd like to share a song that Paul Robeson sang that Baba listened to, but I don't have the ability to share screen.
Jay Sema can probably help you out.
Yeah, I can.
So
It's still not working.
Yeah, Tina, now you can try.
Okay.
Paul Robeson, most of you know, he was uh, a black gentleman from way back when Baba first came to London. Uh, Kitty Davies' brother played some of his songs for Baba.
Hold on, hold on. I just have to try to figure this out. I saved it, but I can't find it now, of course.
That's the way it always is.
Mhm. It's very slow. Um,
There's Paul Robeson,
where?
top right.
Yeah, but that's not the one I wanted to play.
Oh, okay. Oh, Joshua fit the Battle of Jericho? Okay.
No, my old Kentucky home.
Oh, there it is, right there.
Ugh, this rental car is so boring to drive.
Let's be honest. The rent-a-car industry is the definition of boring, and the reason found in the name itself. Rent a car? You don't want a friend. You
Sorry, I don't know why it's buffering. Poor
Sun shines bright in the old Kentucky home. 'Tis summer, darkies are gay. The corn tops ripe and the meadows in the bloom, while the birds make music all the day. The young folks roll on the little cabin floor, all merry, all happy and bright. By and by, hard times comes a knocking at the door, then my old Kentucky home. Good night. Weep no more, my lady. Oh, weep no more today. We will sing one song for the old Kentucky home. For the old Kentucky home. Far away. The head must bow and the back will have to bend wherever the darky may go. A few more days and the trouble all will end in the field where the sugar canes grow. A few more days for to drop the weary load, no matter, 'twill never be light. A few more days till we totter on the road, then my old Kentucky home. Good night. Weep no more, my lady. Oh, weep no more today. We will sing one song for the old Kentucky home. For the old Kentucky home. Far away.
Yes, and Baba loved that Paul Robeson singing.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Do you want to hear another one?
Okay. If you can get it easily enough.
Yeah, I think I got this. This is something completely different. This is so inspiring to me to listen to these songs that Baba listened to. Oh, that's not it. Sorry.
And I love you so. People ask me how.
That's the wrong thing. Baba never listened to Don McLean.
Right.
Sorry. I'm going to
See if you can sync it in later, and we'll, if there's time, we'll have you come back in.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
And also, Tina, I think you're frozen.
I might have to just stop reading.
Okay.
I'm not frozen. I just can't get it to cooperate.
Let's go on. We've got Goer next.
Jai Baba, everyone. So we all know how much Baba loved jokes, right? So I'm going to entertain him with a joke. A very sweet one I found recently. And then I have a quote to end with. So first the joke.
We're a different kind of wireless company.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, I'm trying to get out of YouTube. I'm sorry, Go here.
That's all right. No worries, Tina.
Turn off your computer.
Yeah.
Well, that would
Turn it off and turn it on back again.
Mute while Go
There we You're good. I think she's good now. Okay, so here's the joke. A little silver-haired lady calls her neighbor and says, "Please come over here and help me. I have a killer jigsaw puzzle and I can't figure out how to get started." Her neighbor asks, "What is it supposed to be when it's finished?" The little silver-haired lady says, "According to the picture on the box, it's a rooster." Her neighbor decides to go over and help with the puzzle. She lets him in and shows him where she has the puzzle spread all over the table. He studies the pieces for a moment, then looks at the box, then turns to her and says, "First of all, no matter what we do, we're not going to be able to assemble these pieces into anything resembling a rooster. He takes her hand and says, secondly, I want you to relax. Let's have a nice cup of tea. And then, he said with a deep sigh, let's put all the cornflakes back in the box.
Oh.
Okay. And then I'll end with this lovely quote I found. Yeah, I thought that was very sweet. So this quote is from one of Mani's family letters. And it's very small and very sweet. It says, my soul is like a rusty lock. Oil it with thy grace, and rub it, Lord, until I see thy face. Jai Baba.
Could I try again, Jeff?
Okay. But what
Okay.
first, Goer, can you? Oh, okay. You go ahead.
I'll read it later, Jeff.
Joshua at the Battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua at the Battle of Jericho, and the walls come a-tumbling down. Joshua at the Battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua at the Battle of Jericho, and the walls come a-tumbling down.
Good morning, brother pilgrim. Pray tell me where you bound. Oh, tell me where you traveling to.
On the disenchanted ground.
My name it is, oh pilgrim, to Canaan I am bound. Traveling through this wilderness.
On the disenchanted ground.
That morning.
Joshua at the Battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua at the Battle of Jericho, and the walls come a-tumbling down.
That morning.
Joshua at the Battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua at the Battle of Jericho, and the walls come a-tumbling down.
Give me talk about King of Gideon. Give me talk about the man of soul. There's none like good old Joshua.
At the Battle of Jericho.
Up to the walls of Jericho, he marched with spear in hand. Go below them ram on a Joshua cried.
How's the battle lamb in my hand?
Then the lamb ram horn began to blow, trumpet began to sound. Joshua commanded the children to shout,
and the walls come a-tumbling down.
That morning.
Joshua at the Battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua at the Battle of Jericho, and the walls come a-tumbling down.
That morning.
Joshua at the Battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua at the Battle of Jericho, and the walls come a-tumbling down.
That was for you, Josh Walterding. It's your song.
Beautiful. Okay, I wanted to ask if
Crisis
Goer
is the worst it's been
would
since World
share just
War
a
II,
moment
and the
of
number of children on the
your
move
seeing
is
Baba
soaring.
when you were a little girl.
Oh my, okay. So the first time I met Baba was physically was in 1962 at the East-West gathering. I was only 7.5 years old. And I distinctly remember the very first time going to meet him in person. Of course, growing up in a Baba family, I'd always known of him, thought of him as God, of course, but now I was going to actually physically see him. So the excitement in me was overwhelming, if you will. And being a very shy little girl, nobody knew, of course, what my feelings inside were, but it was just, the excitement, I can still feel it today. It was just phenomenal. So here I was in Pune at Guruprasad, the big palace in Pune where Baba came every summer. And I remember being at the gate of Guruprasad where there were thousands and thousands of people just rushing to the back of the palace. And I was walking with, presumably, I think it was my mom who was with me. We went to the back of Guruprasad, and I remember walking past the stage where Baba was sitting. And somehow I instinctively knew that he would be behind my right shoulder as I walked ahead. So I walked purposely a little forward. And then I thought to myself, the minute I turn around, all I want to see is Baba. And that's exactly how it happened. I turned around and there he was sitting on the stage, beaming pure radiance. And I just stood there and looked at him. I don't know for how long. I was just lost in that moment. That was my first sight of Baba. And then we were, as a group, called several times to meet with him personally in that little side room of Guruprasad. So when our Karachi group was called to go see him, I remember standing behind my father and in line, we were in a line going to take Baba's darshan as he was sitting in this little room. And I would, from time to time, just poke my head out to the side to catch a glimpse of him, And then finally it was my turn. So I bowed down. I remember bowing down and putting my hands on his feet and then putting my head on one foot and then the other. And just, being in that moment, just thinking how very fortunate am I to be doing this, to be in God's presence. That was the only thought that was going through my head. And then I stood up and he reached out and embraced me. And it was a timeless moment. That was my first experience of seeing Baba. And that will stay with me always. And subsequently, we would just, after taking darshan, we would sit in front of him and just be with him in his presence. And my father leaned over and said to me, take in as much as you can of this moment and make it last a lifetime, so that it lasts you a lifetime. And that's exactly what I did. So that visual memory is still very, very predominantly with me and always will be. So, Jai Baba. And the next time I saw him was in 1965. And after I took darshan and stood up, he gestured to me and said, "Oh, how much you've grown," like, yes, Baba. So I was almost 11 at that time.
Beautiful, Gaur. Really.
Thank you, Jai Baba.
Now, let's see. We've got Josh's hand up there, but okay, this is yeah.
Oh, she's so sweet. This is the song I sang to Mira and the ladies when Baba asked us to go and meet with him.
Sweet chariot, come in to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, come in to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, come in for carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, come in for carry me home. I looked over Jordan, what did I see? Coming for to carry me home, a band of angels coming after me, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. If you get there before I do, coming for to carry me home. Tell all of my friends I'm coming to
That was especially for you, Go
Thank-
Hair, because I
Thank,
sang it. Baba. Didn't mean to jump the line, Josh.
no, thank you so much, Tina. That was very sweet of you to remember.
It's
Yeah, this was
beautiful
the
'cause-
I had to sing in front of the ladies' mandali when Mera asked me to sing a song. And I was so shy. Out of all the songs that I had learned, for some reason, this one popped into my head for whatever reason. And I
Yeah.
sang only the first verse because I was so shy.
How old were you?
This was when I was almost 11. This was in 65.
Okay.
I was 10 and a half.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh,
Thank you.
the African Americans had such a understanding of Jesus.
Yes.
They really got him, you might say. And there's great longing in these songs.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go on. The next from Australia.
Josh.
Hello, everyone. Yes, it's me from Down Under. Yeah, in regards to sort of trying to entertain Baba whilst he watches my life, yeah, I feel like I try and create as much of a dialogue as I can with him, you know, even though I think it's sort of quite hard because I mean, I'm not like Jeff. I don't feel like I get strong, intuitive, higher voices coming to me, I'd say, but often, sometimes, rarely. But yeah, so I try and create a dialogue and yeah, and that really just comes down to remembering as much as possible and then integrating that memory into things I'm doing. Like for instance, one day I was walking down a street and I saw some wallpaper and it looked to me like Baba on this wallpaper in a really funny situation. So it's this child's wallpaper. I ended up buying the whole roll, but it's got some cowboys on it. And for me, it looks like Baba from around the Discourses cover book period. And see if you guys can come in and get that, the one in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. To me, it looks like Baba cowboy riding on a horse.
Beautiful.
And yeah, and so I bought the whole roll and I love it. And yeah, just trying to do things like that to sort of play with him and have fun. And yeah, just keep him in my mind is how I really attempt to keep up the dialogue. Yeah, you know, because he's quite quiet, I find, you know, it's so yeah, so we have to find lots of games. Games are good, I find.
You know, that reminds me of one time I said to Kitty Davy, you know, I know that I've been thinking of Baba, you know, even unconsciously, when I see a configuration of leaves and shadow where I see Baba's image, you know, that, you know, I feel like I must have been focusing on him. No, she said no. And I was kind of a little disappointed. She says, no, that means he's remembering you. So when you spot Baba out in your environment, you know, that was Kitty's view, that means Baba's thinking of you. So that was even better.
Peter.
I was just curious. I wanted to ask Go Hair when you were going by Baba over Guruprasad and you looked over your shoulder, how close was Baba to you?
I was just trying to type that message back to you, Peter.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So I was on the ground level, on the ground, and Baba was on a stage. You know, she was about, I would say, how high was the stage? So yeah, so a few yards, I guess, not more than a few yards away. Yeah, because I
like 10 feet away.
Yeah, about I
Yeah,
would say,
beautiful.
yeah, about that.
Oh,
Yes.
my. Okay. And are you from Karachi?
Yes.
Oh, okay. It's just, yeah, nice to know. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Sure.
Meher Dharani.
Hey, hi, Meher Kiran Dharani. I am in Fort Wayne. It's a little dark here, but still.
Where are you?
Okay. I'm Fort Wayne, Jeff, and we came to Metal Beach July 4th weekend,
Yeah.
And this what I'm sharing now is like what happened that time. And is it possible for me to share this photo I have?
Yeah, if you can hold it up to your computer, and then Jaysima can, put you on speaker.
You want to share screen or it's a?
Share screen. Share screen.
Share
Okay.
screen. I
Okay.
don't need it anymore.
Yeah, I can. make it. Yeah,
Okay.
you can now. You can now.
Let me try. Share screen. So you see my screen, I guess now, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's in my photo gallery here. Okay, so this is a Metal Beach trip we had like on July 4th weekend to 2022. And I don't sing. I hardly learned one song, and then I went to barn, and there were all the singers, um, Bus Corner, and then even Jeff, he was there, and I mustered some courage, and I saw people were able to see the lyrics on phones and sing. Then I tried, and I had one song in mind. Oh, nice! I saw, and I started to sing, and I finished the song somehow. And then what happened was, I thought, okay, I did something accomplished, and I thought I should go and have a selfie with Bob. And then I had this selfie, and then my son comes running. And then I'm thinking now what Jeff was saying. See, my son never gives me that expression. Now I feel like Baba is, reading my mind. And I see Baba in him in that expression. So I feel like you said, Baba must be thinking of my song then. So that's just occurred to me. That's why I want to share them.
Yeah. Look at that smile. That's fantastic.
Isn't there a picture of Baba, or am I just thinking like that? Is there a picture Baba would seem to put the same expression or what?
You're talking about the picture above the fireplace there?
No, of my son's expression.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, no, he looks great. He looks like he is in heaven.
Yeah.
Wow. Hold on to that photograph.
There's some other pictures. I don't know if you like. And then maybe this is what he did, my son, again in the cabin.
Oh, cute. Oh, look at, did he draw that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Incredible.
Ooh. Gosh.
Oh,
How,
wow.
how
That
old
is-
is?
That's
So
amazing.
now he's 6.
Wow.
Wow.
That's gift.
Beautiful,
That's Baba's gift. Wow, that's amazing.
beautiful, beautiful.
How old was he when he had the picture? When he drew the picture?
So yeah, it's a 5-ish. Like we went 2022 July 4th. He is the 5. He turned 6 November 7th.
I like the nose.
That's brilliant. Wow.
Yeah.
Look
Oh,
at his eyes, yeah.
Wonderful.
wow.
For a 5-year-old, that's amazing.
That's amazing.
Amazing.
I don't know how he figures it out. You see, he touches it up with some I don't know. The artists do this, like they give out different shades.
Uh-huh. Oh my goodness. Oh, does he like to draw? Does he enjoy?
He's like if he draws a lot. Yeah, he enjoys.
Mhm. Boy, wow, that's wonderful.
Wow. What amazing.
So that's it.
Right,
Okay, guys, then I will
Yeah.
stop now.
Thank you. Yeah.
Wow, maybe he should have lessons if he wants to. If he wants to.
Yeah, I will walk through maybe as he progresses. Right now, what I see him is he if you show him something, he will remember it and he will try to add his own vision. So I just want him to glide through those stages. I'm thankful. Like I showed him some Baba pictures while we are there, and he kind of took one of it and tried to improvise on that.
Beautiful.
Okay, let's see.
Thank you, Mayor.
Kieran.
Yeah, welcome. Thanks. I want to, stop this. So
There's a red button
we
at the
are.
top that says
Oh,
stop.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did it.
Yeah.
Rich.
Meher, is Darani your last name, or do they call you Meher Darani one name?
no, actually they call me Meher Kiran. Meher Kiran is my first name. Yeah, my last name is Darani.
Meher Kiran?
Yeah, Kiran.
Thank you.
Okay. Rich, I think you got to get your sound on.
Okay, I had it on there for a second.
Oh, yeah.
You can hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. Good.
Well, what came to my thinking somehow while he was talking was Meher Darani. There are moments in each of our lives when Meher Baba reveals that he is aware of every single detail, the most fine details that we are not aware of. I suppose if you were on the first, second plane, and third plane, you would be, but, and I was in the barn. So when he was showing pictures of the barn, it occurred to me one day I was all alone, and it was like June, summer. And I was just doing my thing in the barn, just walking through, being quiet, looking at things, just absorbing it. And so I decided to open one of the side doors because I've been there when the doors are wide open and the wind's blowing through and it's really lovely. And so I opened one of the side doors just randomly. And suddenly I looked down and, there are double screen doors, double screen doors, and everything was closed and locked. So I opened the side doors. And as I looked up and tried to look out, suddenly I looked down and there was a beautiful little chameleon, the little lizard was sitting there right in the corner of one of those screen doors. It was bluish, how they change colors. We don't have those here. I love those things at Myrtle Beach. Just love them. So he was trapped, and he'd been trapped because he couldn't get out. But that was so weird to me because obviously Baba knew he was in there. And I had opened the doors just because I do stuff like that, And there's another story very similar to that. I was in a little town where I went to first grade in Kansas, Western Kansas, and right adjacent to the Catholic Church, which was built in 56. It's quite a beautiful thing. It's like a mini cathedral. But there was an old home and a guy lived there for a long time. He was single and he died. And he gave the church with the land they gave the property with the land, this house, to the church. And no one wanted to purchase it, but being curious like I am, I searched every door, and the back kitchen door was unlocked. So I went in. So I go into the house and I wander around and I check it all out. Hadn't had too much remodeling, it was like whatever, 100 years old, whatever. And so I went upstairs and checked out all the bedrooms and looked at the bathroom. But I went in the front bedroom, and all of a sudden there was a bird that was trapped up in there. And of course it was summertime, it was very warm. And I could tell looking at this bird, it was at the window trying to get out, but it was completely locked, shut. So it must have came in through a kitchen door when other people were coming and going, and then it got trapped. The point of the story was I had no idea. And so I'm over there and I could tell this bird was probably going to die within a day. It was really exhausted trying to get out. So I managed to open the window. It wasn't frozen with paint, and then I just shoot the bird out, and it took off. And it's like, it was just a Baba moment for me. It was like, who would have thought that I'd go in this house, not supposed to be there at any time, just wandering around and to free a bird, But So that's all I have to say. It's just those
Yeah.
minute, I'm sure, Jeff, you have a realm of stories like that and from different people.
No, it's beautiful. Yeah, I mean, some of our, Baba in God Speaks says whimsicality is the sign of an independent nature. But whimsicality really comes from the original whim, and so sometimes things that come from there really have a target that is different from our conventional way of carrying on. So they're good to go with. Okay.
Azali.
Rosalie?
I couldn't, I didn't hear my name, but then
Yeah, Jayseema's thing is pretty quiet. Yeah.
yeah. I wanted to share from the mystical life that came to Narina. I love this one.
We're just seeing your chin.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, and Angela complained. She thought I would. But see, I'm just sitting here in bed, so,
Okay.
you'll just have to do with my voice.
Okay. You can see your lips now.
My tonsils, the works, right? God in us is rejoicing his own experience of joy. Meher Baba here speaking is using the divine verb. His word is use of the realized order imperative in him, the realized man as God.
Because if they did fly over the bay, they'd have to be called bagels.
Someone's not muted.
Can you repeat that, Rosalie?
Yeah. Someone needs to mute. God in us is rejoicing his own experience of joy. Meher Baba here speaking is using the divine verb. His word is use of the realized order imperative in him, the realized man as God. Then Baba says, I am to be the lead in the world in anguish to self-realize. This I here say to you and to all who here know me. I say this to all who in my own circle have had the experience of me as truth. This I here say to them who in them have in me seen and realized the truth order in conscience. To react in me is to realize in light swinging joy. This I in free swinging joy in mind that is pure in aim, free in self in reaction. I in you am making good all that is bad and unrealized, all that is unself reactive in being, all that in I imperative in one, in all one I is unself reactive. I am the divine verb. I am the realizing order imperative in use in I. Imperative in I, in use. I am the realized order of I as truth imperative in I. I am one, all, I, in use in all, as verb that is creation, order, imperative in I, in use in all, as life, in head, in heart, in self, realizing. See me free in you, the God. See this, and in this, be me, reacting in joy for the use of joy.
Whoa. Well, it's going to take a few lifetimes to kind of be able to understand that.
The good part is I love this. God in us is rejoicing his own experience of joy.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jeff, and also I meant to get that to you on your birthday, so happy birthday.
Yeah, okay. I did have a little bit of joy over my birthday for sure.
Right.
Okay, let's go for Tony there. It's getting late, so we might have, I might have one last thing to share, but Tony, you go.
Okay, yeah. Ready?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
set.
So I do want to sing that song, but first, that I mentioned, but on the subject that you raised in your note about performing for Baba. Well, this is something that's really meaningful to me because even whether I'm on stage or I've done some off Broadway or whatever, it's always for Baba and it's always in Baba's presence. And I guess the first thing I heard about this once was Kenmore sharing an experience in Mandali Hall where someone had arrived for a visit of a day or two and he was trying to perform for Baba, to say a prayer or to sing a certain song, and he kept flubbing them. And Kenmore said, it's understandable. He said, when you want to perform for Baba, he said, the mind doesn't work the same way in Baba's presence as it works in the world. And it's understandable that the fellow would lose it. And then in my first Amar Tithi, Pete Townsend did that Parvardagar from the stage facing the Samadhi. And I was standing near the tin shed. And as he's adjusting his mic and getting ready to perform, I could sense his terror. And I mentioned it to the person who was standing next to me. I said, he looks really scared. And he said, come on, Tony. That we're some distance away. He said, he's played for millions of people all around the world. I mean, be real here. And I felt really small. And Pete pulled his microphone up and he said, I've played for millions of people he couldn't have heard us. I've played for millions of people all around the world, and I've never been as scared as I am right now.
Yeah,
and I find that when I know I'm going to be reading or singing something, even here, I'm in Baba's presence, and I get nervous. And until because it has to be focused and 100% for Baba. This is how I feel, and so I've got to hold on to that focus until the thing is done. And it's a different thing. It's a different thing. Anyway, this song I want to sing is some of you are familiar a little bit with my story that Baba put me on a quest the day he dropped his body for a woman, a beautiful woman, and to solve a mystery that was connected with it. And this song was written kind of at the last major turning point in the story, and it's a song about love and longing. It's not quotes a Baba song, but it came out of a Baba experience. You can sing it to Baba, but particularly right now, I woke up very sad this morning. Very sad. It's Christmas time, and because of family stuff with my daughter, I haven't seen her in a year, and I was feeling really sad. And I felt Baba saying, "Play this and dedicate it to Clara, to my daughter Clara Mera." So that's what I'm going to do. If I could write a song that would melt your heart, I would sing it right now, that we are far apart. If I could write a song that would win your trust, I would sing it right now. I will, because I must. You've been my memory, long as I've been alive. You've been the only one I see. You keep me alive. If I could write a play, I'd have it end with you each and every day till our lives are through. 'Cause you've been my memory, long as I've been alive. You've been the only one I see. You keep me alive. If I could write a song that would melt your heart, I would sing it right now, that we are far apart, to heal two broken hearts. Do 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 do.
Beautiful, Tony. Beautiful.
Bravo, Tony. Beautiful.
Yeah. I wanted
Beautiful.
to
Beautiful.
share something, an exchange I had with Erich that was very invaluable in my life. This is back before I started working at the center. This was back in about 1975, and I was working with a buddy of mine. He had a house painting business, and we would paint these kind of high-end places at Briarcliff, Acres, which is just north of the center. And these people were very fussy, because they had these fine homes, and we had to make sure we did superb jobs. And but back then, I always did everything in extremes, and I was really like a Baba remembrance machine. And so, like when I was sanding, it was just, inwardly, Baba, 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 and then if I did some caulking, Baba, 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 and then I'd paint, Baba, Baba. And that was just kind of the way I carried on. And so, like, about 6 months later, we're at Marizad, and we're outside Mandali Hall. It's just my buddy Price Branch and myself and Erich. And Price says to Erich, I'm a house painter. Hours go by, I haven't thought about Baba at all. This is the most important thing. And, I'm just kind of find myself wasting time. Now, this was not my problem. You know, I was over there, blah, 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 blah. And Eric says, well, in the beginning, it's important to remember Baba, to say his name, to see the movies, to read the books, to go where Baba has been, all that. But eventually, it becomes most important to forget yourself. When you forget yourself, then Baba can live through you, even if you're not aware of it. You know, so get into your painting, lose yourself in the painting. But when you come out of that absorption, when you remember to remember Baba. You know, so that was like life-changing for me. So in other words, I could go and play volleyball, get into the game, and then as I'm leaving after the games, you know, and I'm out of the absorption in the game, then remember Baba. You know, so that Baba remembrance and self-forgetfulness worked as a beautiful, they complemented each other beautifully, you know. And I asked Margaret Crass dancers, you know, who did these, you know, really, whatever, very popular performances, serious performances in ballet. And I said, did you think of Baba when you were up on the stage in the midst of these these ballet performances? And they said it didn't work. They remember Baba beforehand, then they'd go out, get into the dance, get thoroughly into the dance, and then they would remember Baba afterwards. So, like I say, because I was just in India, and a lot of people are stuck behind computers all day and everything, and, you know, they think, well, they're not remembering Baba. But, you know, we have to, you know, it's all right to get into our work, get thoroughly into it, or even get thoroughly into doing the dishes. But then when you remember, you come out of the absorption, remember Baba. That was what that was his advice, and it revolutionized my mania, my obsession of just remembering Baba in and through everything. I just lightened everything up. So that's just an experience there.
But Jeff, Darwin took the job he had, whatever city planning, whatever, so he could remember Bob all the time. Didn't he say that?
Yeah. Now, I mean, if you can have a job where you can kind of just do it and remember Baba, that's fine. But you know, a lot of people, they have to be absorbed in what they're doing. No, but he says self-forgetfulness is very, very integral part. So Joshua, you know, you got to go out there and just, you know, think of all those, get way off into the university there and all that study and everything, and artwork. And no, but, you know, Baba did say for an artist to get thoroughly absorbed in your art and not necessarily be bringing Baba into it. You know, anyway, that was something. Yeah. We've got two last shares, and then then for those on the East Coast, like J-Seam, have to go to work tomorrow, and Tony has to do his morning writing. Okay, Marion. Yeah. Whoop, we can't hear you.
Who did you say?
Marion.
Oh, okay. I'll make this very quick. It was something that just came to me because I'm so immersed in the New Age sciences. And even though Baba is creating everything, and we have this evolution of scientific facts, and probably some of you know this because you're very leading edge people. But I thought I would just mention it because even though Baba creates it, Baba always liked people reporting in what they've discovered. So I'm an avid bird watcher, and I'm an avid follower of the sciences of birds. And there was some new information about the seagulls, because we get them here on the ocean in New York, but they come into the city and plop on the reservoir in Central Park, but they don't fly around. Where they really fly for long distances is over the sea. And they're just found out now that they really don't fly over the Bay areas here by New York City, because if they did, they'd have to be called bagels.
Oh. Good.
I love a good bagel.
I'm hungry too. You.
Josh.
Yeah, just on that topic
And they
of
don't, and they don't fly near honeycombs, because then they'd have to be called beagles.
on that topic of saying Barbara's name, yeah, I remember that, Kaikobad would say Barbara's name a lot, and then I think I also distinctly, this could never trust me completely, but if I recall correctly, there were some of the other men mandali who sort of saw him as a bit useless when it came to menial tasks, because he was sort of so good saying the name that he couldn't do it. And I mean, that's not to say, there's sort of, yeah, just two different paths, And I think that even in the new life, there was a period where Barbara told Kaikobad to, I think I got this from Ward Parks, to stop taking his name, and he couldn't do it. Kaikobad was so habituated to saying the name that he couldn't, even as an order, couldn't. Not, but yeah, so it's interesting. I think they're both paths, I just try and weave both, I'd say a little bit of the name and I try and be practical, because obviously I can't just be in the cave in the Himalayas saying the name all the time and still do my taxes and stuff. So yeah.
You got to do your taxes.
Always.
Yeah, he took Baba's name 100,000 times a day. I mean, what else can you do? There's no room for anything else.
Hey, Jeff, I always wondered, how in the heck do you count 100,000 names when
Yeah.
you're saying the name all day? How did he ever count them?
Yeah, he did it on his hand. He did it on
I
his
know,
hand.
I've heard that, but I tried to figure it out.
I
and I don't
know.
how he did it.
Only, I guess, when you have an order like that, you figure out how to do it.
Maybe a rosary?
What's that?
Maybe a rosary. Rosary?
No, he did it just on his fingers,
Oh.
He went, and all the joints, all the digits on it. I mean, he had a
Oh.
whole way of doing it.
Yeah, Mansari did that too. She taught me how to count on the joints. So maybe she learned from him.
Yeah, that was his method.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? While we're here, was Ferris Day? Is she still here? Hey, Ferris Day. She might be sleeping.
I'm here.
Hey, can you read one of we'll end with you reading Hafiz, if you can access it, on one of his poems ghazals that he wrote on the night of realization. Oh, there you are, over there. Yeah.
I'm over here.
Okay, and then we'll have a few moments of silence.
Ghazals on his realization. That
I
might
think
take a
one was
minute or
87.
two. Okay. Well, Jeff always wants that because he wants to get realized before his time. Before we're done with
Well, we
him.
want to know where we're going, where we're going to end up.
Yeah. I read this morning at Arti at the barn, this one that people liked, but let me just, I was going to do a fall for you.
Okay.
How about a fall for you?
All right.
141 came up.
Okay, 141.
Okay. Last night, the pansy, and the pansy is the newbie on the path, like
The
me.
violet. Yeah.
Last night, the pansy said to the rose and gave a beautiful hint. The weakness of my attachment to the world is due to the tresses of the beloved. And the tresses of the beloved is the Maya, the illusion. Last night, the pansy said to the rose and gave a beautiful hint. The weakness of my attachment to the world is due to the tresses of the beloved. My heart, which was a treasure treasure trove of secrets, the hand of fate closed its door and gave away the key to the beloved. I arrived broken to your door. The physician sent me here to seek the healing cast of your grace. Go and heal thyself, O advice giver. When did wine, beloved, and wine bearer bring any harm to anyone? May his being be in good health, his heart cheerful, and his thoughts pleasant. The opportunity presented itself, and he lent a helping hand to the needy. He passed by my pitiable state and said to the non-believers, "Oh, what a shame how my lover has given up his life." The treasure chest of Hafez's heart is overflowing with the pearls of secrets. Thanks to the grace of your love, it has given him a cosmic investment.
Beautiful.
Jai Baba.
Okay, let's have a few moments of silence. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Thank you all for sharing all that you did. Wonderful. Sometime we'll get Tina. That I saw the song Que Sera, Sera, which they used
Yeah,
to sing.
I have a whole playlist.
Yeah.
I went
Yeah.
through every song that Baba listened to
And that's a
from
beautiful
David
one. Que
Fenster's
Sera,
book.
Sera.
Yeah,
So sometime we'll have that.
yeah, let's
Sing
do
that at
that.
Marizad.
Yeah, and he had very eclectic taste. And from Coconut Woman and La Cucaracha and Hawaiian Wedding Song and Bolero. And it was just, he ran the gamut.
Yeah. And entered into such a wide variety of people's lives, from detective yarns to ping pong to mango ice cream, all of the things that we like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for
Thank you, Jeff.
staying up late if you're on the East Coast, and your evening is just starting if you're on the West Coast. Dinku is starting her morning.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, thank
Wonderful late night. Thank you, everyone, for all your shares.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
Oh
Thank
yeah,
you.
we gotta have Nasreen to ring the bell.
Okay, there we go. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Thank you, Jai Baba.
Yep, thank you all.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Lovely.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you.
Thank you.
Joy Baba.